Wow.
Wow, I know I was blessed by that. The Lord has ordained and anointed Dr. Evans' words, and I just want you to know that if you're in a crisis right now, maybe you're feeling discouraged, or maybe you're have a student that's troubled right now, I want you to be encouraged by what you heard earlier, that Dr. Sanchez dropped out in middle school, but he remembered that God had a calling on his life. And anytime that someone is struggling, the Lord is there. You know, the scripture tells us that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. And so if you're feeling discouraged today, we want you to be encouraged. We want you to know that God is right there with you and that he is going to help see you through whatever it is, whatever obstacle, because he has placed a calling on your life. We've got Dr. Michele Bobadilla, and I know you want to share a little bit about her.
Absolutely. And I want to make one point. God places people in your life at just the right season and just the right time. It's not by coincidence. It's no accident.
Nope.
And so today, it's not by accident that
Right.
Dr. Michele Bobadilla is with us. She serves as a Senior Associate Vice President, Outreach Services and Community Engagement, and also as an Assistant Provost for Hispanic Student Success. She is joining us today, and it's such a wonderful blessing to have you with us today.
Thank
And
you.
you speak from such a position of passion, but also subject matter expert in the field of education. And we'd love for you to share today a tip of encouragement for students and parents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, for students, I would say the main thing you can do is stay focused, get involved, and finish strong. Don't let anything get in your way. Don't let anything discourage or stop you. You have to be diligent in what you want to do and be true to your own desires and dreams. For our communities, for our churches and our faith-based organizations and even community centers, I would challenge you to open those doors, not just on Sunday, but on Saturdays. Have a Saturday school. Have an opportunity where students can have a safe place to come and do their homework, where they can mingle with people from the church in a different way, to learn about professions, to learn about career pathways, maybe just to have an adult that they can feel confident to talk to about ideas and thoughts that they may have about the way they want their life to go. So by all means, be strong, be courageous, and have the confidence to move forward unafraid.
What about for parents? We wanted you to share with us a little bit about how parents who have students who are struggling and maybe who don't have a desire to learn right now, or maybe there are some other issues, whether it's bullying or maybe there's self-confidence issues. What can parents do when their student may want to give up?
I think more than anything is that parents have got to be their children's strongest advocate, because children are going to learn to believe in themselves when they know that an adult who cares for them believes in them.
Yeah.
You know, and there may be a struggle. You may not be an A+ student, but that's okay. You know, you'll find your path and your way, but you have to have that adult who believes in you and who's always going to be by your side. So be your child's biggest advocate, be their mentor, be their cheerleader, and that's going to teach them the resilience that they need and the ability to believe in themselves and to dream big. That's what we want all of them to do. We want them to dream bigger than we ever dream for ourselves.
That's phenomenal. I think
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Such a good word.
And for the community leader, that sometimes it's just about the relationship.
Yes.
I love the idea of having a Saturday school in a community center. Sometimes our children don't have those positive relationships, and it is. We know that that's the case sometimes, and so a mentor, someone that they could look up to. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think you talked.
Just seeing somebody in a different light. You know, you may be in a church environment and it may be different, but seeing them on a Saturday in a more relaxed environment where you can actually talk to somebody about how did you get into your profession, what do you do. Kids want to know all those things. They want to know those things we don't want to talk about. How much money do you make? But it's important. It's important to share those things with students so that they can understand the road and the path that they may want to take. It doesn't have to be formal school.
Right.
But any time that you're spending some time and sharing your life story with somebody else's, you're educating them.
Yeah.
And so that's a beautiful way that we can all give back.
That's awesome. You know, we had a chance to visit earlier, and you mentioned the physical appearance that a mentor can present from a professional standpoint to a student. Can you talk a little bit about the
Yeah, I think a lot of what we're getting, we're seeing students as they're going through school who are gaining incredible academic knowledge, but at the same time, they don't have those soft skills that are skills that you must have in order to succeed in the culture that we live in and the work environment that we live in. We have some students who are doing internships with major corporations who don't understand that first appearance that you make with somebody. The ability to know how to shake someone's hand and to greet them, and just those kind of formalities that we might take for granted, but they're so invaluable. And so during these Saturday schools, those are beautiful things that people can pass on to one another. You know, and it's important to do that. But I would say that soft skills are one of those areas where we really are lacking as far as our high school and college students. It's a skill that we've lost, and a lot of it has to do with social media and being on those telephones and not really communicating with people anymore. So we've kind of lost that personal skills that we used to have and don't have anymore, but we can regain them.
That's right.
That's awesome. I would think that that's a place where our churches can get involved as well, our faith-based, where you have retired teachers and doctors and lawyers and that can say, you know what, this is how you do, this is how you present yourself, this is how you have a conversation when you don't know.
Absolutely. You know, even the basic things about dressing for success. You don't have to have the most beautiful clothing in the world. You don't have to have, you know, the most expensive anything. It's just, how do I present myself in a way that shows that I'm confident and I'm capable? You know, and it's really, it has a lot to do with internally, how do I feel about myself? And has somebody nurtured me to feel confidence in myself? And those are things that we can all pass on. Those are all things that we can pass on. They don't cost any money. It's just a matter of taking the time to help one another.
You know, one of my favorite things about you, Dr. Bobadilla, is you are such a networker. You help groups of people know how to work together. And can you tell us a little bit about Crossroads
Absolutely.
University?
University Crossroads is it's a nonprofit entity that's overseen by the University of Texas at Arlington. But we have 90 partners that range from faith-based organizations to other universities and colleges, chambers of commerce, professional associations, scholarship programs, all really working together with the vision that we want to work with first and second generation students from low to moderate income households to open doors of opportunity. And we don't want to give anybody anything, we want to open doors of opportunity. We know that if we can level the playing field for everybody, that they can then take that and jump forward. But we have to be able to provide those opportunities so that they have access and success in higher education and beyond.
That's so powerful, because so many times we work in silos.
Right.
And I've attended one of those meetings, and it's wonderful when these organizations are working together to say, oh, you have an event, we're going to send all of the people that we're networked with to your event, and vice versa. And it's just a beautiful example of collaboration that communities can do.
Well, and it also shows that nonprofits and the faith-based organizations and colleges and universities, we all want the same thing for our children. And we can all put our piece of the pie in there. It's the village to raise these children. It takes all of us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, we thank you so much for being here and for sharing your practical. We love when you're here because you give us such practical tips. And we want you to know at home a way that you personally can get involved. So take a look at this.